I'm Kimberly Maloney. For this week, which is week one, our discussion questions were which two or three of the NIAC standards or key elements do you think are most important to ensure quality early learning experiences for children? And with those, I chose standard one, which is promoting child development and learning. Standard two, which is building family and community relationships. And then standard six, which is becoming a professional. Question two was, what is your rationale for these choices? My rationale for number one is that is the best way to reach the children in our care. We need to understand how they develop. We also need to understand the different influences on their development. Standard two is because the best way to reach the whole child is to build a strong relationship based on trust with them and their families, or whichever adults are caring for them outside of the classroom. And then standard six, by taking that first step and deciding to enter this important field, we are, deciding to give more to the children in our care instead of just here's some crayons, here's some Play-Doh, go play. We're actually figuring out what they need and how to become a professional. So the third question is, what situations have you experienced that lead you to make these choices, and what decisions have you made or witnessed that illustrate the core values and principles described in these standards? I've been in the field of early childhood education for over 20 years. I've worked in in-home centers. I've worked in large learning centers, caring for infants through school age. I've worked in before and after school programming. I've worked with teenagers. I've coached soccer. So I've seen all sorts of areas where taking the time to get to know your kids has influenced how well the kids develop in your class, how they grow, and then the relationships you build. Years later, I run into children I had when they were little out in town, and they still remember me as Miss Kim. They remember things that we did or how I made them feel at certain times. So that's really important. And then also the fact that as a professional, people look at you differently. They don't see you just as a babysitter. I have parents, years later that still call me a teacher, even though it hasn't always been that way. We care for littles, but it hasn't always been that we've been called a teacher. And I think that's important that has changed. All right, thank you. See you later.